huh? Well, here's how you do them. How's it going, everyone? I'm Salt the Wound. And I'm here today to give you guys a how-to wheelie video. Yeah, that last one, disregard that completely. Okay, there's a few things you're gonna need to have before you start doing wheelies, and one of them is gonna be a bike, obviously, and probably some gas, and you wanna wear gear, okay? I'm not a gear Nazi. I'm not gonna tell you to wear gear every time you ride. I'm just saying that if you go down on a wheelie, chances are you're probably gonna get hurt. You don't want to get hurt, because then you'll be out and then you won't be riding as much, and yeah, you get the drift. Anyways, if anybody's not from my channel already, this is a 2012 Ninja 1000. It is a leader bike. It's a sport touring bike. But yeah, first things first, you definitely want to have some tires that are warmed up a little bit. That's definitely going to help you from not slipping out and shit. Another thing is, when you're doing the wheelie, the first thing you want to do is you want to cover your rear brake. Don't push it down while you're trying, obviously, but you just kind of cover it. You just kind of lay your foot over it. Don't have it like this, like in the racing position, like you're fucking ball your foot on your peg. Don't do that. Cover your rear brake and be ready to use it if you bring it up too high. Another thing is, slide your ass back. It's pretty much, I slide my ass all the way back here, because the thing is once you come up, gravity slides you back down. Well, if your ass is already up against the seat, your ass has nowhere to slide. Okay? Those are a few little tips just to help you. Alright, so let's get into this. This is going to be a part one. I'm going to teach another video later on about balance point and throttling out and riding it out and everything. This is basically going to be just a how-to video on how I do my wheelies, clutch ups, second gear. I'm just going to get you familiar with raising it into the air and popping the clutch, getting it up with the clutch, using the clutch to get it up and everything, and just riding out just a little bit. It doesn't matter. And I'll tell you, one trick I learned when I was learning wheelies is also, you want to have a secluded area like this right here. There's probably not going to be any cars coming down here anytime soon, and there's about a 60-yard straightaway, maybe a little longer, right there and right here. So perfect places. Nobody can see you. You're not going to have any cars seeing you, calling the cops or anything like that. So secluded areas are great. Here's the thing, when I first started doing wheelies, is how I would measure my distance and my progress is by the yellow lines in the center of the road. And I would measure them by, like, say I popped it here and I'd ride it, say 1 or 2 or 3 yellow lines. That's kind of how I measured my progress and how I was progressing in my wheelies, how far I could ride them out. And when I first started out, I could barely get it from one line to the other off the ground, which seems pretty funny, but to me, never doing wheelies on a sport bike before, I've always done them on dirt bikes and ATVs. That to me was a big milestone. I was like, holy shit, and I should probably keep doing this and get better and better. So I did, and I've gotten much better now. I don't know, I think the most I've ever done was like 50 something lines, which is probably like, I guess, somewhere around between a quarter mile and a half mile. So yeah, progress comes pretty quick on these, I think. I've been doing these for I don't know, a little over a year, but I just started doing clutch ups probably 7-8 months ago. And let me tell you, power wheelies, I'll never do them again, because once you learn it with the clutch, you don't need that anymore. Okay, so let's go ahead and hop into the video. Basically, I'll show you how to use the clutch, and basically you're riding, say I'm gonna be in second gear, I'm gonna go up to about 4,000, 5,000 RPMs, and once I get it up there, I'm basically just gonna be rolling onto the throttle. Once I get up to 5, you clutch in real quick. Best if you use 2 fingers. If you can't, you can use your whole hand. But you wanna be able to hold on to this you want to be able to hold on to that handle bar pretty tightly, because you don't want to use your whole hand and then come up and you have nothing to grab onto. Otherwise you're going to end up holding the clutch in and your bike's not going to come up. So 2 fingers is what I use. Just you pop the clutch, throttle, and then let the clutch out. It's all really consistently real fast and all together. So you pop clutch, throttle, pop clutch, throttle. And that's going to bring your bike off the ground. It's basically like you're going to see your RPMs go up and then right back down. And then once you catch it, it's going to be, your RPMs are going to start slowly rising again. But basically that's all it is. It's a clutch in, throttle, clutch out. In, throttle, out. So you're basically like in, throttle, out real quick. And that's, you know, obviously once you're up into your power band or whatever. Don't try these way up into your power band, because chances are you're going to have way too much power and you're probably going to loop it. And that's the last thing you want to do. You don't want to wreck your bike, you don't want to hurt yourself, and you don't want the cops called on it. So yeah. Practice these in a safe environment. Please do not go out in traffic trying these, especially if you've never done them before. Alright, so like I said, clutch in, throttle, clutch out. Real quick, consistent. You just rev on the throttle and then let it back out to where it was before. So say if you're rolling up to 5, you throttle up to about, say, 9 or 10, and then you let it back down and it catches at 6 and you're good to go. You keep on riding it out. That's just going to bring your bike off the ground. Now, I'm not going to, like obviously I said in this video, I'm not going to teach throttle or balance point and throttle control and everything. You're basically just going to want to pop it and then just kind of easily ride it out. Don't pop it to get it too high. Just pop it just enough to get it off the ground, even if it's an inch or 2 inches, whatever. Doesn't matter. If your wheel's off the ground, you're doing a wheelie, okay? All right, so let's hop into the riding part and I'll show you how I learned these. All right, I'm in second gear. I'm gonna throttle out, clutch up, and just try to keep it low and just ride out the RPM range. Like that, nice and smooth. You don't want to fucking rip it. You don't want to rip it too hard, because you're gonna bring it up too high, and if you're not used to it, it's gonna scare the shit out of you. And you might loop it, you might flip it, you might just let go of the whole bike, fall off completely. Who knows? But yeah, you just want to ease onto it, throttle it out, and ride it out. And before long, you'll be doing them longer and longer. So don't push your limits. Don't try it too fast. All right, here we go. So that's all it is right there. You just throttle in, or clutch in, throttle, and clutch out. Real quick, and just real quick and simple. You do that. Once you start getting it off the ground, that's when you can start practicing with raising it higher and riding it out further. So yeah, this road right here is actually pretty secluded too, and it's pretty long straightaway. It's like a 5-mile road. So yeah, let's practice a few on here too, just kind of show you guys. But like I said, don't push your limits and don't raise it up too high. Just get used to the feeling of your front wheel coming off the ground, because if you've never done it before, it's going to be a little scary at first. So just do that, get used to that feeling, and once you do, eventually you're going to get more and more comfortable with it, where it doesn't scare you quite as often. And like I said, always keep your rear brake covered, because in case of an emergency, you get too high or you want to set it down, you just tap that rear brake just lightly and it'll come right back down. Okay? Alright, so let's try another one right here. Okay? Throttle on, clutch in, throttle. Okay? Pop the clutch, throttle, pop the clutch right back out. You're basically just, you're not really holding the clutch in, you're just kind of real quick, just snapping the clutch. And when you do that and give it some revs on the throttle, you're gonna bring the front wheel up. And it doesn't matter if it's, I mean, you could pop it like this, barely off the ground. That's gonna, you're gonna get the feeling of it, and it's gonna scare you a little bit, but that's what you gotta do. That's how you're gonna get used to it and eventually progress into doing them much longer and much more consistently. It's gonna take a while. Just practice a lot in a safe environment and just be safe out there. I will do one more for you guys. I'll do a little one again. Just be safe out there, right? Pop the clutch, throttle, roll it out. Alright, and eventually you're gonna get to where you can roll it out, you know, quarter mile or, you know, 5, 6 telephone poles, links, and then but this is like a beginner state. So if you're a beginner, use this and don't push your limits. Don't get yourself hurt over something as stupid as a wheelie. I mean, they are a blast to do. They're really fun. Good. They're a blast to do. They're addicting as hell, but I don't want anybody out there taking what I say and going out there and hurting themselves, okay? Because that's not what I want. If you're gonna wreck your bike, just don't even do a wheelie. If you think that you're gonna wreck your bike, don't even try it. But if you're wanting to do wheelies, I would rather put out this video telling you how I learned successfully and safely, I must add, and just do them to your level. Ride your own limits and just be careful. I can't stress this enough because I really don't want anybody doing this and being like, hey man, I tried your stuff on your video and I kind of wrecked my bike. Don't want that. Don't want that at all. So yeah, just be safe. I'll do one more for you guys. I'll raise this one a little higher. Pop the clutch, throttle, pop the clutch. That one was a little jittery. I didn't hit balance point. That's why you gotta, once you get into it, you'll have to, you'll kind of start playing with the throttle more and more to keep it up longer and faster and whatever. So, yeah, this is all second gear. Like I said, second gear clutch ups. So, alright guys, a lot of people asked me for this video. I hope it helps. Like I said, this is exactly how I learned. So be safe out there and don't get yourself hurt. Alright? And avoid those guys right there, cops. Alright, see you guys. Take it easy.